Salam Madani to UMPSA and all the viewers. My name is Darmita Alphonse, daughter of Sinapan Alphonse, RS23073. I'll be representing Group 2. So today we have assigned to talk about few phenomena of chemistry in our daily life. So we have chosen rusting,
aerobic respiration,
photosynthesis.
Without further ado, let's get started.
Hello everyone, my name is Nur Nadra binti Razali, RS23268. I want to talk about what is photosynthesis. Photosynthesis plays an important role in our daily life. The process involves converting sunlight, water and carbon dioxide into glucose and oxygen. Glucose produced through photosynthesis become a source of energy for plants and also the living things that aiding, including humans. In addition, the oxygen released in photosynthesis is essential for the respiratory process of humans and many other cultures. Now I will be explaining basic processes and mechanisms involved in photosynthesis. So, photosynthesis is the process in which plants convert carbon dioxide and water into glucose and oxygen, which the head of sunlight, especially plants from leaf matter. The roots of plants absorb water, which is H2O and mineral from the soil, and bring them to the leaves. This part of the leaf is where the photosynthesis process takes place, which are located on the underside of the leaf surface. Stomata will absorb carbon dioxide CO2 from the air. Then water and carbon dioxide are moved into plant cells called chloroplast. Chloroplast contain chlorophyll, which function to absorb maximum sunlight during photosynthesis. Photosynthesis is divided into two parts, namely the light-dependent reaction and light-independent reaction. The light-dependent reaction takes place in the granule, which process sunlight into oxygen O2, ATP, and NADPH. Oxygen O2 will be released into the air through the stomata. ATP and NADPH energy will be used during the light-independent reaction. The light-independent reaction occurs in the chloroplast stroma. This reaction does not need the sun. In the reaction, carbon dioxide is processed into glucose, which will become food for plants. The chemical equation for this process is 6 molecules of carbon dioxide react with 6 molecules of water with the help of light energy produce 1 molecule of glucose and 6 molecules of oxygen. For this equation, we know that carbon dioxide and water are the reactant, while glucose and oxygen are the product. So, photosynthesis has a huge positive effect on the life cycle on Earth. What is the benefit of photosynthesis? Firstly, oxygen production. Photosynthesis is the main source of atmospheric oxygen. This oxygen is essential for the survival of aerobic organisms, including humans. Second, energy source. The process transfers solar energy into chemical energy stored in glucose, which serves as a fundamental energy source for living organisms.
Today, I'll be talking about the formation of rust. What is rust? Rust is a mixture of iron trioxide on the surface of iron objects or structures. Rust will only occur from a redox reaction, where oxygen will react with iron. Rusting will only occur with the presence of oxygen and water. How does rusting relate to our daily life? The railways of the staircases and playgrounds that are rusted. For instance, this item here, as we can see that it is rusted because we know rust is weak and they do not stick to it strongly. So, oxygen and water will always permeate the iron and rusting will always occur every day and every time. Now, I'll be explaining process of rusting. There are 4 stages. The first stage, the surface of the iron at the middle of the water droplet, where the concentration of oxygen is low, will act as the anode, which is the negative terminal. Then, the iron atom will lose electrons to form Fe2 plus ion. This is where oxidation occurs. The second stage, where the electrons will flow through the iron and to the end of the water droplet, where the concentration of oxygen is high. This part of the iron will act as the cathode, which is the positive terminal. So this is where reduction occurs. Now, the third stage. The oxygen that is dissolved in the water will accept electrons and undergoes reduction to form hydroxide ion. The fourth stage, the iron 2 plus ion that is produced will react with hydroxide ion to form iron 2 hydroxide, which is a solid. Iron 2 plus ion is usually green, but rust is brown because iron 2 hydroxide undergoes continuous oxidation with oxygen to form hydrated iron 3 oxide. Overall ionic equation for this redox reaction is 2 moles of iron will react with 1 mole of oxygen and reacts with 2 moles of water will produce 2 Fe2 plus ion with 4 hydroxide ions. I will be talking about the overall equation of rusting. 4 moles of iron reacts with 3 moles of oxygen, reacts with 2 moles of X water, produces 2 moles of iron 3 oxide. Now I'll be talking about the negative aspects of rusting. First and foremost, structural degradation. This is because rusting will weaken the structural integrity of iron and steel, leading to structural deterioration of metal objects and structures. This can compromise their strength and durability over time. If we look at a different perspective, rusting is actually very important to us because it is used for education and research purpose. Rusting is studied extensively in scientific research and educational settings to understand corrosion mechanisms, electrochemistry, and material degradation. With this, the knowledge is very crucial for developing better corrosion-resistant materials and strategies to combat rust and corrosion in various structures. Now, how do you prevent rusting? This is through galvanization, where iron or steel is galvanized with a thin layer of zinc. Then the zinc will form a protective layer of zinc oxide that is hard, strong, non-porous and protects the iron.
Hi, my name is Muhammad Saiful Akmal bin Kamal Hisham, RS23282. Today I want to talk about aerobic respiration. What is aerobic respiration? Aerobic respiration involves oxidizing glucose completely to carbon dioxide, water and energy in the presence of oxygen. For example, energy production for physical activity. During activities such as walking, running or any form of exercise, muscle require a significant amount of energy. Aerobic respiration plays a key role in meeting this demand by efficiently producing ATP, the energy currency of cell. Secondly, brain function. The brain is a highly energy demanding organ. Aerobic respiration ensure a continuous supply of ATP to support cognitive function, including thinking, memory and concentration. Okay, now I want to talk about aerobic respiration process. Aerobic respiration begins with glycolysis. Glycolysis means the breaking down of sugar by enzyme. This process takes place in the cytoplasm. There is one carbon molecule of glucose is broken down into molecule of a carbon pyruvate. The next process occurs inside the mitochondria. Pyruvate that is formed during glycolysis is oxidized through a series of reactions to produce carbon dioxide, water and energy. A large portion of energy is used to form adenosine triphosphate ATP molecule. ATP molecules are produced when an inorganic phosphate group is added to adenosine diphosphate (ADP). And ATP molecules have phosphate bond that can be broken to release energy. When the phosphate bond in ATP break, the energy released to activities such as synthesis of protein. Now I want to talk about chemical equation of aerobic respiration. One molecule of glucose react with 6 molecule of oxygen to produce 6 molecule of carbon dioxide, 6 molecule of water and ATP, which is the energy. From this equation, we know that glucose and oxygen are the reactant with carbon dioxide, water and ATP are the product of this process. Now I will be explaining about benefit of aerobic respiration. First, increasing athletic performance. By understanding aerobic respiration is essential in optimizing training regimen for athletes to enhance endurance and performance. Secondly, biological education. The study of aerobic respiration is a fundamental component of biology education, helping students understand cellular process and energy metabolism. Now, what are the drawbacks of aerobic respiration? Firstly, oxygen dependency becomes limiting factor. Aerobic respiration relies on the availability of oxygen in environment which low oxygen level, such as anaerobic condition. Organism may resort to less efficient anaerobic respiration. Secondly, mitochondrial disease. It is genetic disorders. Mutation affecting genes involved in aerobic respiration can lead to mitochondrial disease, causing a range of heart issue and often affecting multiple organ systems. Well, we have finished talking about the 3 phenomena today, which are photosynthesis, rusting, and aerobic respiration. These phenomena are very important in our daily life, since it happens every day and every second. Chemistry involved with us every time if you look closely, not physically. That's all from us. Thank you.